Next one, a grudge match. We got the Bills at home, 4-point favorites per win bet against the New England Patriots. There's another game I'm thinking blowout too, man.
Well, it's supposed to be like -1 degrees.
Yeah.
So I'm
Prime Buffalo weather, baby. Prime New England weather too,
I would
right?
say
Yeah.
it kind of benefits New England. And I know people say, "Oh, Josh Allen's style fits the cold weather." I'm like, no, not really. Like I saw a stat like under 4-degree weather, Josh Allen, his numbers are pretty ugly. And look, hopefully it's cold. There's no snow because Josh Allen looked terrible against the Falcons not like a few weeks ago. Like he's just, I don't know. There's times where he puts too much velocity on his throws and he thinks these receivers could catch every ball. It's like you gotta realize you can't be throwing with so much velocity in this weather. Like you're gonna just lead to drops, even though you have sure-handed receivers like Diggs and Sanders and Beasley. It's just sometimes you gotta tone it down a bit. But no, the weather definitely plays a factor in it. But I think talent-wise, like the Bills are kind of this superior team.
Yeah. And, everyone got excited about New England. They were on a 7-game winning streak. They took the lead in the AFC East. But they're not exactly playing their best football coming into this. They're 1-3 in their last 4 games. Mac Jones, in all of those losses, when he's fallen down double digits, it's clipped for him. Like, there's no chance of them coming back to win.
Very ugly interception. That one to Xavier Howard.
Yeah. And, I mean, look, he just showed that he's a rookie still.
Yeah.
And that's what I think the big deciding factor is in this one. And Buffalo's defense is going to be pissed once again because they were pissed after that game on Monday Night Football against New England. You saw what they did to New England in New England. And I think now Buffalo also has a running game.
Yeah, it's big.
Like Singletary has taken over that backfield. They're giving him north of 20 touches, I believe, in the last 4 games. And you also still have the threat of Josh Allen running it inside the goal line.
And I think they're going to do that more. I think their biggest regret from the first game. I think Josh Allen had 5 carries and maybe like 3 design runs in that first meeting when, considering conditions, he should have had about 8 to 10 carries in that game. And I think they have more confidence with Josh Allen now as a runner, especially since, look, these games are make or break. Like, it's not a matter of, we got to worry about his body. It's like, no, we need to win games. And come in the goal line when things get condensed, it's like you need just your big powerhouse quarterback to get those tough yards. And New England's one of the best red zone defenses in the league. So I think they're going to be more decisive. I trust that coaching staff. I think they are going to realize that first game they really should have won that, and they let things crumble when it shouldn't have. So, but then again, they're going against Bill Belichick though. Yeah. And that Patriots defense is still, even though they lost Christian Barmore for the rest of the year, I still think that defense is as good as it gets.
You brought up a good point a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about Buffalo, how they still haven't been tested on the outside by a stud wide receiver, where when you're watching that game, you'll turn around and say, man, they miss White. So Davius White, they miss him. There's going to be another matchup that you could probably say that it's not going to be that big of a factor. I'm looking past this one if I'm Buffalo. Like, you might run into Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, A.J. Brown. Like, that's going to get exposed.
Right.
So,
but let's focus one game.
Yeah, one game at a time. I know. But I think Buffalo takes care of business. To me, one thing that I look at when I'm talking about the playoffs, and it might be a very generic take, but I look at the quarterback matchups. And I get it. Bill Belichick, I understand it, and I respect it. He's the GOAT. There's no question about it. But it's still a rookie quarterback. He's going to go on the road. Bill's Mafia is going to be breaking tables galore. And I just think it's going to be a lot for him. I think that moment's going to be too big for him.
He's got to throw at least 10 times.
Yeah, you ain't doing that against Buffalo.
Do I mention, I think the best receiver cornerback matchup of the week is definitely Stephon Diggs versus J.C. Jackson. I had no idea until 2 days ago. J.C. Jackson's a free agent.
Yeah.
So, boy, if he could do a good job on Diggs, which he has in the past, those numbers are just going to keep going up, and some teams, they're going to want to pay that.
Where are you leaning on this one?
Earlier in the week, I thought this was one of the tougher ones, but I just watched these teams like, Buffalo's too good. Like, even though the weather I'm a little concerned about just because the Bills are so reliant on their passing game, I'm going to trust McDermott and Daboll. They're going to learn from that first game, and I think just the more talented team reigns supreme.
Man, you're right that they rely on that passing game, but, dude, Singletary.
He is. No, and I'm glad they're finally doing it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he is that power back they need. And, I have a feeling either Poyer or Hyde is going to capitalize on an errant throw from Mac Jones. Because I do think, look, Buffalo, they're going to dare him to throw the ball. And I just, at this point right now, Mac Jones, I do not trust him throwing the ball.
I mean, if you're Buffalo, I think that's exactly what you do. You put 9 guys in the box, and you're like, yo, if we lose to Mac Jones, then so be it. Maybe he's the second coming of Brady or some shit. But right now, like, you got to beat this rook.
Right.
We ain't letting you do that.
Jacoby Myers.
That 5-attempt game. No. This ain't the wing T offense. Right. Like, you got to throw that shit. And that's what I think Buffalo does.
Right. To me, I think this is the second most compelling game of the weekend, though. I do think this is a very interesting game. I know you're not crazy with the Patriots, but I find this game to be fascinating. So I do think it's going to be a slugfest.
Maybe because of the weather playing a role, but, man, I don't see it. I really think Buffalo wins this one comfortably, too. I think both Saturday games might be a little lackluster. Okay. I think both could get ugly. But we'll see. Crazier things have happened, that's for sure.